Okay, so yesterday I had done this live stream, and with very little luck. All right, so my apologies on the work being at the moment partly scrapped out. Yesterday I had done a live stream, several attempts. I think there's something wrong with my computer. I was using a gaming desktop tower, so I'm a little bit confused why it didn't work properly. But nonetheless, we're working right now, at least temporarily. Let's see. Um, so anyway, let's go ahead and take this apart. This is an A1278 Apple MacBook. This is a 2008. So I don't know if the live stream has something to do with the processor, or if it's like processor intensive, or if it's graphics card intensive. But for whatever reason, yesterday it wasn't working properly. But whatever, we're here now. So um, for those of you who are unaware of this channel and what I do, just I'm not surprised. For the most part, there's a brand new channel. This channel is about taking apart as well as putting together electronic devices. And what that means is I have an electronics recycling center in the United States, and what I end up doing is customers drop off items to me that are in all different types of conditions. So it is up to me to sit here and either recycle them as such, as recyclable materials, and then they get shred to bits, or I can make the margin call, like for example in the laptop you see before you. This is a 2008 MacBook. This is the original MacBook. It's not even a Pro, as I said before, but the condition is very severe. So we have a cracked screen, missing keys, cracked trackpad. All parts of this are completely missing. Hey bud, how are you? So all parts of this are missing, and that's just how I get these items. So I kind of make that margin call if I need to repair it, if there's a market for it, or if it's too far gone, an item, and um, I realize that I'm gonna be putting more money into it, more time into it than I'm gonna be getting out. I have to make that margin call, and in this specific case, I went ahead and I decided that I'm gonna scrap it out. So that's what I'm doing in this specific case. The motherboard I tested and it is not functioning. It charges, so some of the lines do work, but for some reason it is not working. Like it's not turning on. So there are certain pieces right here like that have been rusted, but physically the board does not show any signs of water damage. So I'm suspecting possibly that the keyboard may be bad, even though the sticker, the watermark sticker, is white. It's not red. So nonetheless, I'm going to be taking it out in another video. I'll probably make like an actual video instead of a live stream where I'll be testing out these specific components. But in this specific case, the battery will be recycled as a battery. I wouldn't be reselling that because it doesn't hold a charge at all. The RAM would be reused. The screws would be put in like a cup that I reuse for other laptops that are similar, take similar screws. The fan I'll be keeping with the motherboard. CD drive, the optical drive will be reused. The trackpad is um, cracked. Let's see if the camera can catch it. The trackpad is cracked. So that I have to make the margin call. I don't think anybody would want to buy that online. So that will probably just be recycled. And then the case is left. So I'm going to be taking out the screen right now, this bordering wall, the wire for the battery, and these will be parts that will be salvaged, as well as the SATA cable for the hard drive. So we're basically going to leave nothing but the aluminum housing. And actually, now that I think about it, if I really wanted to, like this is a bad condition, right? If you can tell, it is dented all around. But if this was in good condition, right, I would have removed the trackpad, I would have removed the keyboard, and I would have just sold the top case, because that can be reused. It has more value as a top case to someone that needs a top case compared to its aluminum weight. So let's first go ahead and take this bordering wall out. This controls the mechanism, the flap. Let me see, this flap over here, right? That opens up this. Let's see if I can take it out and show you guys. There's this flap on the outside of these original 2008 MacBooks. So this mechanism controls this entire bordering wall between the motherboard, the optical drive, the battery, and the hard drive. So by pushing this back and forth, we are controlling this mechanism in here that locks the back panel. So that obviously can be reused. It has a function aside from its metal value. So that will be saved. And what I mean by saved is, if I didn't explain it properly before, it will be resold as a functioning piece. So now we will take the hard drive bracket, another piece that will be saved. Let's see how we can go ahead and take out this SATA cable. Perfect. That's a SATA cable. This can be reused. These rarely go bad, right? So that will be saved. This is a trackpad cable. This is the keyboard cable. This, I have to be very careful for some of these ribbons. I always take apart these ribbons with 2 hands because you don't want to tear them. So that one carefully. Perfect. Okay. So this is the bracket for the hard drive. This is what it sits in. Let's see if we can pop it out. I mean, this is a 12-year-old laptop. So it has been sitting in a single position for a while. So I wouldn't be surprised while doing this if pieces break. Sometimes plastics, when it sits for a while in the sun or in the heat, it becomes very brittle. So okay, there you go. Let's see if it focuses. It's like jewelry. No, it's not working. Okay, so we will save some of these rubber points where the hard drive sits. It's like the bracket. So those will be saved. And finally, we come to the last couple of pieces. This is the bordering wall between the motherboard and the CD drive. So that will be removed. Okay. Now we take the battery, the port where the battery is received. By the way, guys, this is my first live stream. I know there's only one person watching, but for me, it's a big deal. There's always a climb, you know. If you're just given something, it's not worth as much as when you earn it. So that's how I view things. So to the one viewer, thank you for watching. Now we pop this out. It wants to come out. There you go. So these are very good pieces. I mean, that's very good in terms of like they still have value. People still go for these. That's the thing I like about Apple, you know, is that there is still a need for the parts. You know, if I were to have found a Windows laptop, a Microsoft laptop. Hey Ian, how are you? It's my first live stream. Decided to give it a go. We are scrapping an Apple MacBook. It's a 2008. So I'm taking out all the pieces that are valuable, and then we're just going to be recycling the aluminum. Perfect. So those are all the pieces for that. That is the battery indicator. For those of you who are not too familiar with Apple, this right here is the button. You click it and it shows different levels of the battery. So I just took out that piece there. So for the most part, everything has been removed that can be reused. All that's left from here on out, just connect that back. Okay. All that's left from here on out is the LCD, which is cracked, but I will be taking out the glass. So the LCD underneath actually is in good condition. It's just the glass above that's cracked. So for that, let's put it this way. What do you primarily focus on if you don't do e-waste? So at the moment, I am taking out the screws for the bracket for the LCD. See, even in the simplest form, if I were to just look at the cable, right? Let me just put these here. Keep all the screws together. Okay. So here's the LCD. If I were to just look at this cable right here, right, that connects from the LCD, let's see if I can get a better view of it, from the LCD to the motherboard, right? I'm curious. I'll just look really quickly online what this goes for. That way I can give a real-time value for it. So that one cable, right, just to let you know, this is a 2008 laptop, okay? And you're more than welcome to go check it out. This is a 2008 laptop, right? It's a A1278 Apple MacBook 13-inch, right? This laptop, if you were to have bought it in this condition, you probably would have bought it for $20. Not a problem. Not a problem. This is my first live stream, so I'm getting a hang of things. So this laptop, right, if you were to have bought it in this condition, it doesn't turn on, but it charges or whatever, right? You would have bought it for around $30, right? This one cable, right? Now I'm going to show you right now. Once I pop off this plastic piece, right? This cable that goes behind the LCD, right, goes for $13. This one stupid cable. Okay, obviously this is an Apple laptop. If it was a Windows laptop, it probably wouldn't be as valuable, and if it was valuable, it wouldn't be sold as often. I'm not interested in having items that sit here and sell in 7-8 months. I'd rather have items that move. So once again, this all comes down to that margin call. I take apart items that are valuable but have a market, have buyers. There's no purpose in holding an item that doesn't have value but only has value to you if you're thinking about selling it. If you want to keep it, that's fine. But each one of these parts, right, hopefully focuses, each one of these parts, like this is the Wi-Fi board, this is the backlight, even the hinges. If I were to just look at the hinges, which I'm really curious what the hinges go for, and there are 2 of them, and these go loose all the time. That's why these laptops have a problem staying closed or staying open, right? If I were to just look at the hinge, okay, let's see, the hinges together, and this is pre-owned, okay? Pre-owned, they go for $6.50. Okay, these are not big numbers, but the thing is, these, if you're not in a rush to sell them, you can hold them or whatever. The laptop as a whole, if you were to have bought it for $20, you can scrap this whole thing, and each piece you could list it online. It may sell in like 3-4 months, but the $20 laptop would be worth around a couple of $100 just in parts combined. If I were to just look at this board, right? Let's see. Okay, this board, if I get it to work, lists online, right, for $100, and this is a Core 2 Duo 2.0 Core 2 Duo. I mean, this is old. This is right after the oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. The Pentiums and all those Centrinos. This is a Core 2 Duo, and honestly, it's nothing special, but it goes for that value. If you would really want to make money at home, and about computers, about taking things apart, the business of parts is a huge business, huge business. So that's something to consider. Anyway, now that I've spoken that much, right? Let's keep that like this, right? All the screws according. So with this, right? Let's take this call. Mute it for a sec. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick call. I'm doing all this while my e-waste business is open, so I have to manage customers while doing this. So everything has been taken apart, right? Sorry for the. This is a 1080 camera, but I don't know. I guess maybe the light is causing it to not have as good focus or whatever. So everything has been taken apart. What we have here on the table is the motherboard, speakers, optical drive, the SATA cables. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Sorry about that, guys. So once again, I already said about these. This is the SATA cable. Here is the bordering wall that the optical drive connects to, right? This may seem like simple, stupid parts, but I keep them anyway because I get laptops in all sorts of conditions. You know, I buy them and they get recycled. So spare parts are always in need. Here is the connecting bracket, and this is basically like an indicator on the outside of the laptop. So if you're familiar with these laptops, there's like these ports where it watches the light and it indicates if it's daytime, nighttime, all that stuff. We have the bordering wall. This is the mechanism, right? And this sits right over here. This has a mechanism within. It controls the flap. Oh, there's the screws, but it controls the flap that opens the back. So this switch right here, this goes back and forth, right? We have the battery, right? This cable connects right through here. The battery sits right on this, okay? And then we have the bracket for that, RAM, of course. We have the fan that sits right over here for the motherboard. All the according screws, the LCD, along with the battery, which the battery we recycled as like per pound to one of the people I recycle with. And then we have the according parts that are connected already to the LCD, like the hinge, the backlight, the Wi-Fi, the LVDS cable, and finally, you know, we have this top case. So this top case is not in good condition. There are dents, you know, here and there, and the parts that are connected to it, like the keyboard, are already missing pieces. So I'm thinking I'm just going to recycle this as such, because this is metal underneath, under the keyboard. Once I take this plastic off, this is metal, all right? Everything else, this is aluminum case. The trackpad, I have to see, I don't know what the composition is, but the keyboard would take me a while to take out, so I'm not going to do that right now. And then the trackpad, we can just simply pop out its 6 screws, right? I may save this cable that connects the trackpad. Oh, using the wrong bit. There you go. So, oh geez. Okay, let's get a better bit. This one. Sometimes with these small screws, you can strip them so easy just by using the wrong bit. You know, of course, you guys already know that. But, okay, now this doesn't want to come out. All right. How are we going to pop that out? That's how you guys know this is not pre-planned. This is as real as it is. Oh, that's why. See? It is too early. It is. Let's see. I'm using the wrong bit. This. Damn. There you go. This, I wish the camera was like 4K, you could see. Yeah, there's no chance. I highly doubt you can see that. But this is like a three-pointed. It's not a Phillips, it's not a flat. That's why I couldn't see it as well. I'm using a flat, a very small flat, and I'm trying to hit 2 out of the 3 angles in the screw. So sure enough, it's working. But I would not do this typically because you have a high chance of stripping the screw, especially when I'm actually trying to replace the trackpad. I don't want to sit there and have it get stuck in one spot, you know? Alright, I was about to strip that one. Okay, and 1 screw left. And now we can pop this trackpad out. Hopefully successfully without ruining this cable. And sure enough, we slowly take it out. And there you go. So I have to see what I can do with this trackpad. It is cracked though. So I have to see what market. I'm thinking I could salvage this cable. It's just a sensor that sits here. So maybe I try to open this without ripping anything. It's always good. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Let's put that there. So here is the cable along with the board for this. So we can pop out that little lever, and this should just pop right out. Slowly, and there it is. Check that out. Come on, camera. Doesn't want to pick it up. This is like jewelry. I'm using my palm. Try to give it some focus. Okay, it's not working, but this cable literally connects, as you saw, the trackpad to the board. So another thing that'll be salvaged, because these very seldomly go out. Obviously, I do a precursory check on each of the ribbons to see if there are any pinches. I'll look at the board, make sure it's working. So that's it. There you go. We have taken this whole thing apart. There's the keyboard. Very dirty, obviously, it's a 12-year-old computer. But because it was not capable of turning on the motherboard, I'm going to make the margin call that it cannot be salvaged as far as being resold for a working piece. You know what? I can take the power button. Let's take that, and that will be it for scrapping this computer. So for those of you that are new to the channel and have not subscribed, I would obviously highly endorse you to do so. I do e-waste videos, and I'm also going to start doing, where was the screw? There it is. I was also going to start doing, I am going to start doing business and entrepreneur videos, like how to start a business, how to do all this type of stuff, and kind of like the tips and tricks I use mentally, because, you know, like any venture, business does have its highs and lows, and you got to be able to ride that roller coaster. So there you have it, guys. Literally nothing left. This is aluminum. It will be recycled as such, as aluminum. It will be sold per pound. The battery will be sold per pound to a battery recyclers. It's like a specific type of to a specific type of battery recycler. You have to have like a certain type of facility. Over here in the United States, Department of Toxic Waste, they're very specific with that type of stuff. They want to make sure it doesn't leak or whatever. So that's it. You know, this, put it on the side. We have all the parts that will be resold. Aside from the battery and the outside case, everything else will be resold. Screws will be kept for parts. And as for the screen, even though it is cracked, right, the LCD is functional, and it is in good condition. LCDs are really is easy, you know, as long as there is no bleeding or whatever, they do function to a certain extent. So I'm not going to take out the glass right now because then the LCD is going to be bare. The only time I take out the glass is after it has sold. I will package it accordingly, you know, in the packaging with the bare LCD. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This was my first live stream. Hopefully I didn't mess it up too much. Interesting experience. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would highly endorse you to do so. And that'll be it for today. I'll talk to you guys soon.